Zoe handed me her mother's calendar printout at breakfast, asking innocently why Mom had 47 meetings with Uncle Andrew in 8 months. My stomach dropped. I knew before I looked. Tuesday morning, our condo kitchen. Zoe's 17 in 3 weeks. MIT acceptance letter came last month. She should be planning her Sweet 16 party, not discovering evidence of her mother's affair. The calendar was standard Outlook printout. Nothing special about it. But her question made my hands shake. Purple highlighted entries. CM AP, client meeting with AP Andrew Parker, my brother, the CFO, my boss, 47 times. Dad, you okay? I looked up from the paper. Zoe stood by the coffee maker, concerned. 16 years old, my coding protege. Planning to study computer science at MIT this fall. She had no idea what she'd just handed me. Yeah, sweetie, your mom's busy, that's all. The lie tasted like metal. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, 8 months. The same nights I worked late on the cloud tech architecture redesign. The same nights Vanessa texted me that client dinners were running late. I stared at the pattern. You could smell the toner, that distinct office smell. The paper was still slightly warm, fresh from the printer that morning. Zoe had needed it for her Sweet 16 planning meeting with her mom. She'd accidentally printed the wrong calendar view. She has a lot of meetings with Uncle Andrew, Zoe said, pouring orange juice. I thought he was your boss, not her client. He is, but your mom plans corporate events. She probably consults with him about cloud tech functions. Another lie. Smooth, professional. The VP of engineering explaining away evidence like it was a code bug. Zoe nodded, satisfied. Makes sense. Hey, speaking of the party, did you see Mom's proposal? Space Needle venue, Dad? Can you believe it? I couldn't. The glossy presentation book sat on the counter. V. Parker Events branding. $40,000 for my daughter's birthday. I'd nearly choked when Vanessa showed me last week. Uncle Andrew got us an amazing deal, Zoe continued. The venue and catering, corporate sponsorship or something. My hand tightened on the calendar. Andrew negotiated the party contract. Andrew approved company marketing budget. Andrew, who had 47 client meetings with my wife. I looked at those purple highlighted entries. Every Tuesday and Thursday for 8 months. The same nights I worked late. The same nights Vanessa said she had client dinners. The dots were connecting. I just didn't want to see the picture yet. My phone buzzed an hour later. Marcus Johnson, my mentor. Retired CTO, the man who'd recruited me to cloud tech 15 years ago. Coffee, now, your office building lobby. Marcus didn't do urgent coffee requests. I grabbed my engineering notebook, the old brown leather one I'd carried since grad school, and headed downstairs. He sat in the corner booth, away from the cloud tech employee traffic. 62 years old, distinguished, worried. Nathan? He slid a cup toward me. Black, no sugar, he remembered. I need to tell you something, and you're going to hate it. I sat down, placing my notebook on the table. Coffee-stained cover, 15 years of architecture diagrams inside. My constant companion. Right now, something solid to hold. It's about Vanessa, Marcus said. My stomach dropped again, that horrible free-fall feeling. I saw her last Thursday. Fairmont Olympic Hotel, downtown lobby. He paused. She wasn't alone. I knew. Before he said it, I knew. Andrew was with her. The words landed like a punch. I stared at my notebook. Old leather, worn soft from use. Real, documented, honest. Unlike whatever was happening to my marriage. They came out of the elevator together, Marcus continued. Around 8 p.m., I was there for a board dinner. Nathan, they didn't look like they were meeting about events. Define didn't look like. He had his hand on her lower back. She was laughing. They didn't see me, but I saw them. I flipped open my notebook, mindless, needing something to do with my hands. Old sketches, system architecture, clean lines, logical. Nothing like this conversation. I almost called you that night, Marcus said quietly. Then I thought, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's innocent. Maybe they're not. I pulled out my phone, showed him Zoe's accidental calendar printout photo I'd taken. 47 meetings, Every Tuesday and Thursday. 8 months. Marcus studied the screen. His face went hard. That's not meetings, Nathan. That's a pattern. I know? What are you going to do? I don't know. I closed the notebook. That satisfying leather sound. Zoe's party is in 2 weeks. MIT orientation is in August. Andrew's up for COO promotion. If I blow this up now... If you don't blow this up, Marcus interrupted. What are you teaching Zoe? That she's supposed to accept betrayal for the sake of appearances? He was right. But he didn't have a 16-year-old daughter whose entire worldview was about to shatter. There's something else, Marcus said. I talked to some old contacts. Vanessa's business, V. Parker Events. It's grown 300% in 18 months. Every major contract she's landed. Timing lines up with cloud tech acquisitions Andrew handled. I stared at him. What are you saying? I'm saying maybe this isn't just personal, Nathan. Maybe you should look at the business angle too. My brother, my boss, sleeping with my wife, possibly helping her business with insider information. The elevator doors opened across the lobby. Andrew himself stepped out. Expensive suit. Perfect smile. He saw me, waved, I waved back. Marcus watched him go. That's the man who betrayed you, and he's walking around like he owns the place. He's CFO. He kind of does. For now. I picked up my notebook, held it, my work, my documentation, my integrity. The thought formed before I could stop it. If this is real, I'm going to need evidence. Lots of it. Back in my office, I couldn't focus on code. Isabel Reyes knocked on my door around 2 p.m., my engineering director, 39, brilliant, loyal. She'd helped raise Zoe during all those late nights when Vanessa was too busy. Nathan, we need to talk. She closed the door, sat down, placed a manila folder on my desk. I wasn't snooping, she said. You asked me last week to pull badge access reports for the engineering team. Overtime tracking, remember? I nodded. The system pulled executive access too, default setting. She opened the folder. I saw something. I almost deleted it. Then I thought, you should know. The security report was standard cloud tech format. Thin printer paper, names, timestamps, entry and exit data. Isabel had highlighted certain entries in yellow. Andrew Parker, executive conference room, after hours access. Vanessa Parker, executive conference room, after hours access. Same timestamps. Both of them together. I counted the highlighted entries 53 times. Every Tuesday and Thursday, Isabel said softly. Starting last October, same entry times, same exit times. Executive conference room is on the restricted floor, private, soundproof, away from main offices. The paper was slightly curled from the printer. Cheap government contract stock. I could smell the faint coffee scent from the security office where it was printed. My hands shook. I cross-referenced it with Vanessa's calendar that syncs to the company system for event planning. Isabel pulled out another sheet. She marked every instance as client meeting. He marked them as budget review. 53 meetings. 8 months, systematic, documented. The corporate systems had been recording my betrayal in real time, and I'd been too busy writing clean code to notice. Nathan? Isabel's voice was gentle. I'm so sorry. Don't be. You did the right thing. I stared at the report. Badge logs don't lie. The right thing is showing me the truth. What are you going to do? Everyone kept asking me that, like I had answers, like there was a clear algorithm for this. Debug marriage, optimize for... What? Zoe's happiness, my integrity, justice? I don't know yet, I said. But Isabel, thank you for not deleting this. She stood, paused at the door. Nathan, whatever you decide, I'm on your team, your real team. After she left, I sat with the badge logs. Technology doesn't lie. Systems document everything. Andrew and Vanessa thought they were being discreet, but every swipe of their badges, every scan into that executive conference room, it was all recorded, 53 times. The pattern was undeniable now. If you've ever found evidence you wish you could unsee, just type "found it" in the comments. You're not alone. Sometimes the truth you need is the truth that breaks you. The expense report ambush happened by accident, pure chance, routine audit. I was reviewing Andrew's Q2 budget Thursday afternoon. Standard CFO oversight reversal. He approves my team's spending. I spot check his department quarterly. Checks and balances, corporate governance. I opened the hospitality folder. Receipts tumbled out. Hotels, restaurants, client entertainment, all normal. Then I saw it. Fairmont Olympic Hotel. Thermal paper receipt. That distinct chemical smell. The ink was starting to fade at the edges. Suite 1216. November 14th. Room service for 2. Champagne. 847. Andrew's corporate card number. I pulled up my personal calendar. November 14th. I was in Denver, 3-day conference. I'd texted Vanessa from the airport. She'd replied, "Client dinner running late, don't wait up." My hands went cold. I flipped through more receipts, all thermal paper, all stapled with the finance department's distinctive silver staples, all fading, like they were trying to disappear. December 6th, Suite 1216, again. Room service, champagne. My calendar, Boston. 2-day tech summit. Vanessa's text, event planning emergency. Client crisis, home late. January 18th. Suite 1216, room service, champagne. My calendar, San Francisco, product launch. Vanessa's text, emergency client dinner. The pattern was surgical. Every time I traveled for work, every major conference, Andrew booked a hotel suite, charged it to the Cloud Tech corporate card, submitted it as client entertainment. With my signature approving the budget, I'd signed off on this. Last month, routine approval. Didn't even look at the line items, trusted my CFO brother to expense legitimately. He'd made me pay for my own betrayal. The office door opened. Andrew walked in without knocking. That easy confidence, that perfect smile. "Hey, Nathan, quick budget question about..." He saw the receipts on my desk. His smile froze. "Working late?" I asked. My voice sounded distant, flat. "Just wrapping up Q2 close." He reached for the receipts, casual. "Those hospitality expenses, client entertainment, you know how it is." I didn't move the papers. Suite 1216, you use that one a lot. Fairmont Olympic has a corporate rate. Makes sense to... November 14th, I was in Denver. Pause, brief, almost imperceptible. "Okay." Vanessa told me she had a client dinner emergency that night, running late. I shouldn't wait up. Andrew's jaw tightened. "Nathan, December 6th, Boston, January 18th, San Francisco." I looked up at him, my brother, my boss. "Every single time I traveled, you booked Suite 1216, and my wife had a client emergency." "You're reading too much into..." "I approved this budget, Andrew. You made me sign the paperwork. I funded the hotel rooms where you slept with my wife." Silence. His perfect corporate facade cracked, just for a second. Then he rebuilt it. "This is inappropriate. I'm your supervisor." "You're my brother," I said. "Or you were." He straightened, recovered. "We'll discuss this later, when you're calmer, when you can be professional about..." "Get out of my office." "Nathan, get out." He left. The door closed. I sat there with the receipts spread across my desk, thermal paper, fading ink, evidence of systematic betrayal. The dates matched perfectly. Every night Vanessa texted me, "Client dinner running late." Andrew expensed a hotel suite, with my signature approving the budget. Vanessa came home around 7. I was in the living room. Zoe was in her room, coding on her laptop with headphones on. Our daughter, safe in her bubble. For now. "Nathan," Vanessa breezed in, bright, cheerful, that V. Parker events energy she always had after successful client meetings. "You're home early. I need to talk to you." Something in my voice made her stop. The smile faltered. "Okay. When did you conceive?" She blinked. "What?" "The baby. When did you conceive?" Her hand went to her stomach. 13 weeks pregnant. She'd told me last month. Surprise announcement. I was supposed to be thrilled. The doctor said mid-March. Why? I pulled up my calendar on my phone, handed it to her. Denver conference, March 11th through March 31st. 3 straight weeks. I wasn't home at all. She looked at the screen. Her face changed. "Nathan, The baby's not mine, is it?" Silence. Long, horrible. "I can explain. Is it Andrew's?" Her face crumpled. Not denial, not shock. Confirmation. How long? My voice was dead, flat. How long have you been sleeping with my brother? It's not like that. How long? Zoe's door opened upstairs. Dad, you okay? I lowered my voice. Go back to your room, sweetie. Everything's fine. Everything was not fine. Everything was shattered. But Zoe didn't need to know. Not yet. Vanessa waited until Zoe's door closed. Then she sat down, deflated. 8 months, 47 calendar meetings, 53 badge log entries, 3 pregnancy months, all the receipts, all the lies. Why? She looked up, tears on her face. But I felt nothing. No sympathy, just cold calculation. Engineering brain doing the math. Because you're never here, Nathan. You're always at work, always coding, always teaching Zoe about clean code, clean conscience, whatever that means. You're brilliant. Everyone says so. Brilliant Nathan Parker, VP of Engineering. But you're boring. Boring. The word landed like a slap. Andrew speaks my language. He understands ambition beyond building someone else's designs. He gets what I want. He sees me. I see you, I said. I see you perfectly now. Nathan? I stood up, picked up the Sweet 16 proposal from the coffee table. Glossy, perfect. $40,000. Space Needle venue. Andrew approved the corporate sponsorship, didn't he? $25,000 from Cloud Tech marketing budget. She nodded, miserably. He's funding your business, funding our daughter's party, funding everything, while sleeping with you, while you're carrying his child. I looked at her stomach. When were you planning to tell me? I hoped. You hoped what? That I wouldn't do the math? That I'm too boring and brilliant to notice my wife's pregnant with my brother's baby? She started crying. Real tears. Broken. But all I could think was, I have to protect Zoe. I have to figure this out before her party. Before MIT. Before this destroys her. I walked to the door. Where are you going? Vanessa asked. Away from you. I need to think. Nathan, please. Don't. Just don't. I left. Drove to the Cloud Tech parking garage. Sat in my car in the dark. Empty. Numb. My phone buzzed. Zoe. Dad, where are you? Mom's crying. What happened? I couldn't answer. Not yet. Not until I figured out what I was going to do. The central question burned in my mind. Will I protect Zoe's perfect Sweet 16 by keeping the secret? Or destroy her party and her image of family by exposing the truth? 2 weeks. I had 2 weeks to decide. Monday morning, executive team meeting. 12 people around the conference table. Jennifer Wu at the head. Our CEO. The woman who'd recruited both Andrew and me to Cloud Tech. I sat across from my brother. He looked perfect. Pressed suit. Confident smile. Like nothing had happened. Like he hadn't just destroyed my family. Andrew stood to present Q2 earnings. He held the report. That thick confidential document stamped in red across every page. CFO eyes only. Heavy cardstock. Security watermark. When he dropped it on the table, it made this authoritative thud. Power in paper form. Q2 exceeded projections, Andrew said. But we need to make some strategic adjustments for Q3. Engineering costs are high. We need to optimize. He looked directly at me. Nathan, I'm going to need your team to approve some architecture changes. Faster deployment, less testing overhead. We can shave 15% off your budget if we streamline protocols. Everyone turned to me, waiting. Cut testing protocols, rush deployment, compromise engineering integrity for budget numbers. Those protocols exist for security reasons, I said. My voice was steady, professional. Eliminating them creates vulnerabilities. I understand your concerns. Andrew's smile didn't waver. But we need to be realistic about market pressure. These adjustments are necessary. They're dangerous. They're business. Silence around the table. Jennifer watched us both. She knew something was wrong. You don't work with someone for 15 years without reading their tells. Let's table this discussion, she said. Nathan, Andrew, work it out offline. The meeting continued. Budget reviews, projections, corporate speak. But all I could think was, he's using his position against me. He knows I know, and he's testing whether I'll comply. After the meeting, Andrew caught my arm in the hallway. "Nathan, we need to talk. We talked Friday in my office, remember? You'll approve the engineering changes," he said quietly. "For the family." "What family?" His jaw tightened. "Zoe's party is in 12 days. Her sweet 16, corporate-sponsored, my approval. You really want to blow that up? Humiliate her in front of everyone? You're threatening me with my daughter's party? I'm reminding you what's at stake." He leaned closer. "You expose this, you hurt her more than anyone. Think about that." He walked away, left me standing in the Cloud Tech hallway, executive suite, where we'd both worked for years. Brothers, colleagues, now this. He knew I knew, and he thought he could control me with Zoe's happiness. Jennifer's office, Tuesday afternoon. She'd sent a calendar invite. Private discussion, no agenda. I knocked. She opened the door herself, waved away her assistant. "Close it," she said. I did. She didn't sit. Stood by the window overlooking downtown Seattle, Space Needle visible in the distance. The same venue where Zoe's party was supposed to happen. "How long have we worked together, Nathan?" 15 years. I recruited you and Andrew the same month. Different roles, both brilliant. I thought I was building a leadership team. She turned. "Now I'm watching something break, and I need you to tell me what. It's personal." "Is it?" "Because Andrew's pushing engineering changes that compromise security. You're opposing them. In 15 years, you two have never disagreed on fundamentals. Now you can barely look at each other." I pulled out my phone, showed her Zoe's MIT acceptance letter, the photo I'd saved. "My daughter got into MIT. Early admission, computer science. It's everything she's worked for." Jennifer smiled. "I know. You told everyone. You were so proud." "I am proud." I put the phone away. "But her party's in 12 days. Big celebration, corporate sponsored. And if I tell you what's really happening, that party becomes a scandal. Her senior year becomes gossip. Her MIT orientation becomes questions about her family." Jennifer studied me. "Andrew sponsored the party? $25,000 from marketing budget. That's generous, unusual." "It is, Nathan." She sat down, gestured for me to do the same. "I need to ask you something, and I need you to tell me the truth. Is Andrew doing something that violates company policy?" The question hung there, clean, direct. CEO asking VP about CFO. I could say yes, file a complaint, trigger investigation, end this now. Or I could protect Zoe's party, her senior year, her perfect transition to MIT. "I don't have proof yet," I said finally, not a lie, not the full truth. "Buying time?" Jennifer nodded slowly. "But you're gathering it." "I'm looking into some things." "If you find something," she said, "you bring it to me, directly. Not HR, not legal, me, understood?" "Why directly to you?" "Because Andrew's up for COO. Board vote is in 3 weeks. If there's something that disqualifies him, I need to know before that vote. After he's COO, it becomes much harder to act. 3 weeks, Zoe's party in 12 days, Andrew's promotion in 21. Timeline pressure, ticking clock." "I understand," I said. "Good." She stood, meeting over, but at the door, she paused. "Nathan, whatever's happening, you're one of the best engineers I've ever worked with, and more importantly, you're one of the most ethical people I know. Trust that. Trust your judgment." After I left, I stood in the hallway. Jennifer was giving me permission, space, time, but she was also telling me if Andrew violated policy, she'd act. The question was whether I had the courage to give her the evidence. Wednesday, coffee shop, 3 blocks from Cloud Tech, away from cameras, away from badge logs. Catherine Parker sat across from me, Andrew's wife, 38, former investment banker, mother of his twin sons. I'd called her yesterday. She'd agreed immediately, too immediately. "How long have you known?" I asked. 6 months. She placed a folder on the table, thick, organized. "I hired a private investigator in January, after I found..." She paused. "It doesn't matter what I found first. What matters is what I've documented since." She opened the folder. Hotel receipts, Catherine's copies, more than I'd found. Fairmont Olympic, Suite 1216, but also 4 Seasons, W Hotel, Weston. He rotates venues, thinks it's subtle. Her voice was clinical, detached, the way you sound when you've already processed the grief. Every receipt charged to Cloud Tech corporate card. I have statements from our joint account showing he's also paying for dinners, gifts, jewelry. She slid another document across. Bank statements, highlighted charges, Cartier, Tiffany, high-end restaurants. $8,000 at Cartier on March 14th. That's the day Zoe got her MIT acceptance. Vanessa wore a new bracelet at the celebration dinner. Did you buy it for her? No. Andrew did, to celebrate something else entirely. I stared at the receipts, the evidence, so much more than I'd found. Why are you showing me this? I asked. Because I'm done. Catherine's voice hardened. I was going to file for divorce quietly, take the twins, move to Portland near my parents, let Andrew keep his perfect career and his perfect promotion. But then, she pulled out another document. My investigator found something else. Financial statements, Cloud Tech acquisition dates, V. Parker Events contract dates, a timeline spreadsheet. Every major contract Vanessa landed in the past 18 months came 48 to 72 hours after Andrew handled a confidential merger or acquisition for Cloud Tech. Catherine pointed to the pattern. July 2024, Cloud Tech acquires DataSync. 3 days later, V. Parker Events lands DataSync's corporate event contract. October 2024, Cloud Tech merger with TechBridge. 2 days later, V. Parker Events gets TechBridge annual gala. The pattern was surgical, precise. He's been feeding her inside information, Catherine said, using his CFO access to grow her business. That's insider trading, Nathan. That's a federal crime. My stomach dropped. Again, that horrible sensation. I wanted to divorce him quietly, Catherine continued, but I can't let him commit crimes, and I can't do this alone. I need your help to stop him. She slid the entire folder toward me. Everything's in here: hotels, finances, the insider trading correlation. I've already contacted an attorney, but I need you to file the corporate ethics complaint. You're VP. You have standing. I'm just the betrayed wife. I opened the folder, page after page, documented, systematic, evidence. If I file this, I said, it destroys everything. Zoe's party, my career, your kids. My kids deserve better than a father who's a criminal. Catherine's voice broke slightly, then she steadied. And your daughter deserves better than learning that integrity is negotiable. She stood up. I'll give you 48 hours. Then I'm going to the SEC myself, with or without you. She left. The folder sat on the table, heavy with truth. A friend waiting in her car outside gave a small wave through the window. Support system. Catherine had planned this carefully. I sat alone with the evidence. 2 betrayed spouses, 2 families destroyed, 1 federal crime. Thursday morning, my office. Isabel knocked. Nathan, I found something else. She closed the door, placed her laptop on my desk, opened a spreadsheet. Remember the insider trading pattern Catherine mentioned? I built a visualization. The screen showed a timeline. Cloud Tech acquisition dates in blue. V. Parker Events contract dates in purple. Lines connecting them. Perfect correlation. Every single major contract, Isabel said. Cloud Tech acquisition happens. 2 to 3 days later, Vanessa lands that exact company's event planning contract. The timing's too perfect. She had to know in advance. Had to prepare proposals before the acquisitions were public. She pulled up another sheet. I also cross-referenced Andrew's confidential earnings reports with Vanessa's business growth. Look, Q2 2024 earnings report dated June 15th, marked confidential. V. Parker Events landed 3 major contracts June 18th through June 20th. Companies mentioned in that earnings report. Q3 earnings report September 12th. V. Parker Events contracts September 15th to 17th, same pattern. He's not just telling her about deals, Isabel said. He's giving her the actual confidential reports. She's using Cloud Tech's business intelligence to target clients before competitors even know they're available. I stared at the data. Isabel had built an airtight case, systematic proof. This isn't an affair, I said slowly. It's a criminal enterprise. It's both. Isabel's voice was quiet. Nathan, I'm sorry. I know this is your brother, but this is also fraud. Securities violation. If the SEC investigates cloud tech because of this, it affects all of us. 3,000 employees, our stock price, customer trust. She was right. This wasn't just personal anymore. This was corporate liability. What do you recommend? I asked. File the ethics complaint, today, before Andrew's COO vote, before he gains more power, before this gets worse. Zoe's party is in 10 days. I know. Isabel's expression was pained. But Nathan, what are you teaching her if you cover this up? That family loyalty matters more than law? That image matters more than integrity? Clean code, clean conscience. I'd taught Zoe that principle her whole life. When the code is corrupt, you debug it. You don't hide it. But this wasn't code. This was family. My daughter's happiness. My brother's freedom. My wife's business. My marriage. Everything. Here's my question for you. If you discovered your family was committing federal crimes, crimes that could destroy innocent people, would you turn them into the authorities, type report if that's you, or protect your family no matter what, type family? There's no right answer here, just what you could live with. What would you do? Whatever you chose, I had 10 days to decide, with my daughter's future hanging in the balance. Friday, lunch break, I drove to the private lab across town. Medical District, Anonymous. The DNA test kit sat in my car, plain packaging. I'd ordered it Monday night. ClearPath Paternity. The envelope was thick medical-grade paper, slightly plastic-coated. You could feel the weight before opening. Official. I sat in the parking garage, Cloud Tech underground, level B3. Security cameras everywhere. Ironic. The systems that documented Andrew and Vanessa's affair were now documenting my investigation. The clinic's logo was embossed on the envelope. You could trace it with your fingertip. I broke the seal. It made that distinct cracking sound. Tamper-evident security. The letter inside was heavyweight stock. Clinical, professional, numbers printed in bold. DNA paternity test results. Alleged father, Andrew Michael Parker. Probability of paternity, 99.94%. I read it 3 times, crumpled it, smoothed it out. The paper fought back. That heavyweight medical stock doesn't crease easily. I could smell the subtle chemical scent of professional printing. Everything about it screamed official. True. Undeniable. My brother didn't just betray me. He created a child with my wife. I sat there, engine off, fluorescent parking garage lights buzzing overhead. The paper in my hands felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds. 99.94%. Not mine. His. The pregnancy wasn't an accident, it was evidence. Biological proof of an 8-month affair. A child who would exist forever as a reminder of this betrayal. I put the test results in my engineering notebook, that old brown leather moleskin I'd carried for 15 years. Documentation, evidence, truth. My phone buzzed. Zoe. Dad, can you help me with the project tonight? I'm stuck on the algorithm optimization. Our coding project. The AI tool we'd been building together all summer. Father-daughter collaboration. Real bond. Genuine partnership. Unlike everything else in my life right now. Yeah, sweetie, I'll be home by 6. Awesome. I think we're almost done. MIT orientation is going to be so cool when we present this. MIT, the future. Clean slate, new beginning. If I could get her there without her world falling apart first. Friday night, my home office. Zoe sat next to me at the desk. 2 laptops. Her blue USB drive plugged into mine. Custom label in her handwriting. Summer project, Dad and me. The drive made that satisfying click when I'd plugged it in. Slight warmth after running the code. Zoe's loopy teenager handwriting on the label. Real, tangible. Hours. Okay, so the optimization problem is here. She pointed at the screen. Lines of code. Clean. Efficient. I can't figure out how to reduce the computational complexity without breaking the accuracy. I looked at her code. Brilliant. Creative. She'd learned so much. Try restructuring the data pipeline, I said. Instead of processing sequentially, partition the data set and run parallel operations. Her eyes lit up. Oh, like MapReduce. Exactly, she typed, fast, confident. The code flowed. I watched her work. 16 years old, my daughter, my student, my pride. The DNA test results sat in my notebook, right there on the desk, 6 inches from her elbow, proof that her family was a fraud. Got it, Zoe leaned back. Dad, you're a genius. This is going to work perfectly. She turned to me, beaming, pure joy. I couldn't have done this without you. You taught me everything. Clean code, clean conscience. You taught me integrity. You taught me that good engineering is about doing things right, even when shortcuts are easier. Every word was a knife. MIT won't know what hit them when we present this at orientation, she continued. I'm going to tell them about you, about how you showed me that real innovation requires a real integrity. That code, contracts, character, they all need clean architecture. She had no idea that her mother was carrying her uncle's child. No idea that her perfect family was built on systematic lies. No idea that I was holding DNA results that would shatter everything she believed. Dad? She looked concerned. You okay? You look... I'm fine. My voice cracked. Just proud of you. So proud. Well, I learned from the best. She hugged me, quick, teenager awkward, then pulled back. Seriously, though, thank you for always being here, for teaching me the right way to do things, for showing me that integrity matters more than shortcuts. I held her notebook page open on screen, the algorithm she'd designed, beautiful, elegant, no shortcuts, no compromises, just clean, honest work. Everything I'd taught her, everything I was about to prove by destroying her world. Because if I stayed silent, if I protected her party, her senior year, her perfect transition to MIT by hiding the truth, what was I really teaching her? That integrity is negotiable. That family image matters more than honesty, that you can compromise your principles if the stakes are high enough. No. I looked at Zoe, at our project, at the code on screen, running clean, all tests passing. Marcus was right. Isabel was right. Catherine was right. The only way to deserve Zoe's pride was to show her that integrity isn't conditional, even when it costs everything, even when it hurts the people you love most. I had to debug this, no matter how much pain it caused. Zoe, I said quietly, I need to tell you something. Soon. Not tonight, but soon. About family, about truth, about integrity. She frowned. That sounds serious. It is, but I promise you, whatever happens, you're going to be okay. Better than okay, because you're strong, and you know what real integrity looks like. She searched my face, worried now. Dad, you're scaring me. Don't be scared. Just remember what we built here. Remember that real things, honest things, they last, even when everything else falls apart. I saved her code, ejected the USB drive. That little click, she took it, held it. Okay. She stood, uncertain. I'm going to bed. Love you, Dad. Love you too, sweetheart. After she left, I sat in my office alone, the DNA results on my desk, the USB drive label in my mind. Parker Engineering, Dad and me. I pulled up my email, started drafting. To ethicscloudtech.com. Subject, Formal Ethics Violation Report. From Nathan Parker, VP Engineering, Employee ID, 4721. My hands shook, but I kept typing. This was the right thing, the only thing. Clean code, clean conscience, even when it cost everything. Saturday morning, Marcus met me at his house. Neutral ground, away from cloud tech. Away from cameras and badge logs and corporate systems that documented everything. I brought the folder, all of it. Catherine's evidence, Isabel's spreadsheets, badge access logs, hotel receipts, DNA test results. My engineering notebook with every document cataloged, every timeline cross-referenced. Marcus reviewed it for 2 hours. Didn't speak. Just read, analyzed. Former CTO brain processing data. Finally, he looked up. This is airtight. Andrew's finished. Vanessa's finished. The question is, are you ready for what happens next? No. Honest answer. But I'm doing it anyway. Zoe? I tell her tomorrow, before I file Monday morning. She deserves to hear it from me. Not from gossip, not from lawyers. From me. Marcus nodded. You're a good father, Nathan. Better than this situation deserves. I don't feel like a good father. I feel like I'm about to destroy my daughter's senior year. You're teaching her the most important lesson she'll ever learn. Marcus tapped the folder. That integrity isn't negotiable, even when it costs everything, especially then. He stood, walked to his home office, came back with a business card. My attorney, ethics compliance specialist. Call her Monday morning. She'll walk you through the corporate complaint process and the SEC referral. This won't be easy, Nathan. Andrew will fight. He'll try to spin this. He'll try to make you look vindictive. Let him. Jennifer will support you. I already talked to her, unofficially. She knows something's coming. I took the card. Corporate letterhead. Official. One more thing. Marcus looked at me seriously. After you file, after the investigation starts, it's going to get ugly. Media, lawyers, Andrew's supporters. Make sure Zoe has people around her. Isabel, her boyfriend. Real friends who care about her, not her family's image. She does, Dylan, a few kids from the coding club, not the Instagram crowd. Good. Those are the ones who will matter. I left Marcus's house with the business card and a plan. Monday morning, ethics complaint, no turning back. Sunday afternoon. I asked Zoe to meet me at our favorite spot, Green Lake Park, Overlook Bench, where we'd celebrated her MIT acceptance 3 months ago. She arrived cautious. She'd sensed something was wrong all week. Dad, what's going on? You've been weird since that calendar thing. I patted the bench. She sat. I pulled out the folder, all the evidence, laid it on the bench between us. I need to tell you something, and it's going to hurt, and I'm sorry, but you need to hear it from me. Her face went pale. Dad, your mom and Uncle Andrew have been having an affair for 8 months. Silence, just birds, water, normal park sounds, while I destroyed her world. What? I showed her the calendar, the badge logs, the hotel receipts. Her hands shook as she touched each piece of paper. No, this can't. I'm sorry, sweetheart. But Mom's pregnant. I handed her the DNA test results. She read it. Her face crumbled. Probability of paternity, 99.94%. Andrew Parker. Her voice broke. The baby is his. Yes. She started crying. Real tears. 16 years of trust shattering. How long have you known? Since Monday. The calendar you showed me. That's when I started investigating. Monday? She looked up, devastated. You've known for 6 days? You've been helping me with coding, making dinner, acting normal, while knowing this? I needed to be sure. I needed evidence, and I needed to figure out how to tell you. My party. Tears streamed down her face. My sweet 16. The Space Needle. Everyone's invited. Corporate sponsors. Uncle Andrew approved it. She looked at the evidence again. He approved $25,000 for my party while sleeping with Mom? Yes. I can't do the party now. Everyone will know. Everyone at school, at Cloud Tech, at MIT. Everyone will know my family is a scandal. Zoe, I took her hands. Listen to me. Your achievements are real. Your MIT admission, that's yours. Your coding, yours. Your intelligence, your work ethic, your integrity, that's all you. Their corruption doesn't touch what you've built. But everyone will think, let them think. The people who matter, Dylan, your real friends, your professors at MIT, they'll see you for who you are, not your parents' mistakes. She sobbed. I held her, let her cry on my shoulder like she did when she was little, when problems were simpler, when I could still fix everything. There's more, I said quietly. It's not just an affair. Uncle Andrew's been giving Mom inside information about Cloud Tech deals. She's been using it to grow her business. That's insider trading, federal crime. Zoe pulled back, stared at me. Federal? I'm filing an ethics complaint tomorrow morning with the SEC. Uncle Andrew will be fired, probably investigated. Your mom too. It's going to be public, media, lawyers, everything. Oh my God, she put her head in her hands. My party is in 5 days. MIT orientation is in 6 weeks. Dad, everyone's going to be talking about this. I know. Why? She looked at me with red eyes. Why not wait? Why not wait until after my party? After I leave for MIT? Why does it have to be now? Because Uncle Andrew is up for COO promotion in 2 weeks. If he gets that position, he has even more power, more access, more ability to bury this. And because... I paused. Because I've been teaching you your whole life that integrity matters. Clean code, clean conscience. If I cover this up to protect your party, what am I really teaching you? Zoe was quiet, processing. You're teaching me that integrity is negotiable, she said slowly. That image matters more than truth, that you compromise your principles when it's convenient. Exactly. But I don't want to lose my party. I know, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. She cried more. Then she wiped her face, looked at the evidence again. All those papers, documents, truth. What if... Her voice was small. What if we do a different party? Not Space Needle, not corporate-sponsored. Just real, small, people who actually care, not Instagram. I stared at her. You'd want to do that? I don't know. Maybe. She picked up the DNA test. If I do the big party, I'm living a lie, pretending everything's perfect when it's not. That's worse, isn't it? My daughter, 16 years old, choosing truth over image. That's the bravest thing I've ever heard you say. I learned from you. She attempted a smile, failed. When the code's corrupt, you debug it. You don't hide it. I hugged her again, tight. We'll get through this, I said. Together, I promise. Will you still come to MIT orientation with me, even after all this? Even if people are talking? Sweetheart, I wouldn't miss it for anything. You're my proudest achievement. Nothing changes that. We sat on that bench until the sun started setting, holding evidence, holding each other, preparing for the storm. Monday morning, 8:47 a.m. I submitted the ethics complaint electronically through Cloud Tech's confidential reporting system. Marcus's attorney had reviewed it Sunday night. Comprehensive, documented, airtight, corporate ethics hotline report, Cloud Tech letterhead, my signature. Employee ID, fear of is into one. Timestamp, 8:47:32, AM Pacific. Attached files, badge access logs, 53 instances, hotel receipts, 19 instances, calendar correlation analysis, bank statements, Catherine's evidence, insider trading timeline, Isabel's spreadsheet, DNA paternity test results, witness statements, Marcus, Isabel, Catherine. Subject, ethics violations by CFO Andrew Parker, affair, misuse of corporate funds, insider trading. I hit submit. The screen confirmed, report received, investigation initiated. You will receive confirmation within 24 hours. No taking it back now. I called Zoe. It's filed. She was quiet. Then, okay, I'm canceling the Space Needle party. Dylan's helping me call people. We're doing it at your apartment instead. This Saturday. Small. Real. You sure? No, but I'm doing it anyway. My daughter. Braver than me. The board moved fast. Jennifer called me Tuesday morning. Emergency executive session. I wasn't invited. Andrew was. I worked from home. Couldn't face the office. Couldn't face him. My phone buzzed. Jennifer. Board vote complete. Andrew's been terminated effective immediately. Vanessa's vendor contract canceled. We're referring your complaint to the SEC. They'll open an investigation within the week. Relief, vindication, horror, all at once. How did he react? Denied everything. Called you vindictive. Said you were jealous of his success. Then we showed him the evidence. He walked out. And the COO position? Withdrawn from consideration. We're launching an internal audit of all his financial decisions. Nathan, this is going to get messy. Media will find out. Probably by tomorrow. Make sure Zoe's prepared. She is, as much as she can be. Good. And Nathan, you did the right thing. I know it doesn't feel like it, but you saved this company, and you showed your daughter what integrity actually means. After we hung up, I sat in my home office, staring at my engineering notebook. All those documents inside. Evidence, truth, the right thing. It didn't feel triumphant. It felt like grief. My phone buzzed again. Text message, Zoe. Dylan's parents heard. They're still coming Saturday. They said they're proud of us for choosing truth. I think I'm going to be okay, Dad. I smiled. First real smile in weeks. Yeah, she was going to be okay. Saturday, my apartment. Not the Space Needle. 25 people instead of 180. Real friends. Not Instagram followers. Dylan and his parents. Isabel and Marcus. Jennifer came. CEO showing support. Catherine came with her twins. Andrew's children. Innocent victims. But Catherine wanted them to see that truth matters. Zoe had transformed it. Simple decorations, food trucks outside instead of catering, borrowed projector for our coding project presentation. The glossy Sweet 16 proposal sat in my recycling bin. $40,000 of corporate-sponsored perfection. Canceled. Replaced by this. Authentic, small, real. Zoe stood nervously by the projector. Dylan next to her for support. She'd prepared a speech. "Hey, everyone." Her voice shook. "Thanks for coming. This isn't the party I planned. 3 weeks ago, my world fell apart. I learned things about my family I wish I didn't know. Affair, betrayal, federal crimes." The room was silent. Everyone knew. Local tech blogs had broken the story. Wednesday. Cloud Tech CFO terminated following ethics investigation. The story was out. "I could have canceled everything," Zoe continued. "Hid, been embarrassed. But my dad taught me something through all this." She looked at me. "When the code's corrupt, you debug it. You don't hide it. You fix it." She plugged in the USB drive. Our project loaded on screen. This summer, Dad and I built an AI optimization tool together. It's not sponsored. It's not polished for Instagram. It's just us, coding, creating, showing up for each other when everything else fell apart. She ran the demo, the algorithm we'd designed, clean, efficient, honest work. I'm still going to MIT, still studying computer science, still becoming the person my dad raised me to be, not the person my mom wanted me to look like, the person I actually am. Her voice strengthened. This party isn't Instagram perfect. My family's not perfect. But this right here, these people, this is real, not corporate sponsored, just real, and that's better. She looked at me again, tears in her eyes but smiling. "Thank you, Dad, for showing me integrity is worth more than a perfect party, for teaching me that truth matters more than image, for choosing the hard right over the easy wrong." The room erupted in applause. Dylan hugged her. Isabel was crying. Marcus clapped my shoulder. Jennifer nodded approval. Catherine pulled me aside. "The divorce is final next week. Andrew's lawyer tried to fight it, but with the SEC investigation, he had no leverage. The twins and I are moving to Portland. Fresh start." "I'm sorry," I said. "Don't be. You gave me the courage to leave, to choose truth. My boys will grow up knowing their father made bad choices, but they'll also know their mother chose integrity. That matters more." My phone buzzed. Text from Vanessa, first contact in 5 days. "I'm keeping the baby, raising it myself. Away from you, away from Andrew, away from all of this. The lawyer says you're not financially responsible since it's not yours. I'm not fighting that. I'm sorry, Nathan, for everything." I showed Zoe the text. She read it, nodded. "Good," she said. "The baby deserves better than growing up in the middle of this mess. Maybe away from everyone is best." Wise beyond her years. The party continued, small, intimate, real celebration, not of perfection, of survival, of choosing truth when it cost everything. Dylan presented the coding project in detail, technical specs, algorithm optimization, clean architecture. Several MIT incoming students were there. They were impressed. One guy asked if they could collaborate on expanding it. "Absolutely," Zoe said. "That's what real innovation looks like. Not corporate sponsorship, just people creating together." Later, as people were leaving, Jennifer pulled me aside. "The board's impressed with how you handled this, your ethics, your documentation. We'd like to offer you interim CFO while we search for Andrew's replacement." "No." The answer was immediate. "Thank you, but no." "Why not?" "Because I'm an engineer. I build things. Clean code, clean conscience. That's who I am. Andrew wanted the power, the position, the prestige. I just want to create, with integrity." Jennifer smiled. "That's exactly why we want you for CFO. But I understand. VP of Engineering it is, with a raise for saving the company." After everyone left, Zoe and I cleaned up. Just us, father and daughter, loading borrowed dishes, taking down decorations. Normal. "Dad," Zoe said quietly, "I know this was the hardest thing you've ever done. Destroying your marriage, your relationship with Uncle Andrew, making my senior year a scandal. Thank you." "For what?" "For not lying to protect me. That would have hurt worse. Knowing you stayed in a corrupt system to keep me comfortable, that would have taught me the wrong lesson." She hugged me. I love you, Dad. I love you too, sweetheart. Nathan and Zoe redefined what family means. Not who you're born to, but who chooses truth with you, who shows up when everything falls apart. If you've built your own chosen family through shared values, if you've had people stand by you when they could have walked away, tell me about them in the comments. I want to hear those stories. And if this story moved you, if you believe integrity matters even when it costs everything, subscribe. I tell stories about people who choose truth over comfort, real stories. I'll see you in the next one. 2 months later, early September, my home office. Zoe was at MIT. First week of orientation, we'd video called last night. She'd presented our coding project to her CS cohort. Professor was interested in expanding it as a research collaboration. Everyone's been amazing, Dad, she'd said. Nobody cares about the scandal. They care about the work, the code, the integrity, just like you taught me. Now I sat alone in my office, quiet, peaceful. My engineering notebook sat on the desk, old brown leather, coffee-stained, honest. Next to it, a frame page I'd removed, my original cloud tech architecture sketch from 15 years ago. Clean lines, logical, documentation of real creation. Above my desk, Zoe's MIT acceptance letter, framed next to the notebook page, 2 symbols of what matters: achievement through integrity, creation through honesty. My laptop was open, green indicators across the screen, new project I was working on, solo this time. But Zoe and I video called twice a week to review code together. The blue USB drive sat on my desk. Parker Engineering, Dad and me, her handwriting, our collaboration, real bond. Split-screen email notification popped up. SEC investigation update. Andrew's case moving forward. Vanessa cooperating with investigators. Both facing probation and fines. No jail time, but professional consequences. Andrew's CPA license suspended. Vanessa's business closed. Another notification. Catherine's divorce finalized. She'd sent a photo. Her and the twins at their new Portland house. Smiling. Genuine. Thank you for giving us the courage to choose truth. The boys are thriving. Fresh start. I closed the emails. Opened my current project code. Clean, efficient, no shortcuts, no compromises. All tests passing. Green lights across the screen. My phone buzzed. Zoe video calling. Hey, Dad. Quick break between classes. Wanted to show you this algorithm I'm working on. Professor says it's brilliant but needs optimization. Want to help? Always. She shared her screen. Code appeared. Beautiful, complex, her signature style. What do you think? I analyzed it. Restructure the loop. You're processing sequentially, partition it, run parallel operations. Oh, map reduce again. Exactly, she typed, fast, confident. The code transformed, cleaner, faster, more efficient. Yes, that's perfect. Dad, you're still teaching me. You're teaching yourself now? I'm just debugging. She laughed. Hey, remember what you always said? Clean code. Clean conscience, I finished. She smiled. On the screen behind her, I could see her dorm room. MIT pennant on the wall. Our USB drive on her desk. Frame photo of us at her transform party. Not the Instagram version, the real one. I gotta run to class, she said. But thanks for everything, for choosing truth, for showing me what real integrity looks like. I wouldn't be here without that lesson. You'd be anywhere, sweetheart. You're brilliant. I'm honest, that's better. After we hung up, I sat in my home office, quiet, alone, but not lonely. Outside, Seattle continued. Cloud tech continued. Life continued. But in here, in this space, everything was clean, documented, true. I looked at the screen, all tests passing, green indicators, clean code. I looked at the framed MIT letter, Zoe's achievement, protected by choosing truth. I looked at my notebook, years of honest work, documentation that saved me when everything else was corrupt. Zoe's voice echoed in my head from the park bench conversation. When the code's corrupt, you debug it. You don't hide it. We debugged life, together, father and daughter, choosing integrity when it cost everything. And now we were on the other side, stronger, clearer, real. I opened a new file, started typing. Fresh project, new architecture, building something that would last, not because it was polished, Not because it was perfect, because it was honest. Clean code, clean conscience, all tests passing.